Welcome back. It is great to have you with us this morning. How could they get it so wrong? That is the question this morning following the government's $60 billion budget blunder, a monster miscalculation of just how many workers would be getting the JobKeeper wage subsidy.
Let's get today's take on this with Shelley Horton from 9honey.com.au and comedian Vince Sorrenti. Shelley, Treasurer Josh Frydenberg has admitted the $60 billion bungle was quote-unquote regrettable. Do you see this as overestimate as a positive or a negative?
Well, I kind of see it as a positive. I mean, we're talking billions of dollars here, and I think that people are really underestimating how much a billion is. So I had a friend explain it to me on the weekend, and the difference between a million and a million seconds is 12 days. A billion seconds is 31 years. So we are talking about masses of debt that has to be paid off. This is not free money. This is going to be our taxes
but the question I have
generations to come.
The question I have for that glass half full mentality is, this is the treasurer who stuffed up a $60 billion thing. This could happen at any other time while they're in government.
I understand you taking that stance.
Because that's his job. That's why I take that stance. Not like, guys, this is great.
The treasurer.
You're the treasurer. Vince, this is $60 billion of our money, which was promised to JobKeeper.
I heard the treasurer defending this morning, and look, we got a lot of things wrong in this COVID-19 time, and the $60 billion is in our favour. I mean, if the bank made a mistake in my favour, I wouldn't be telling them. But $60 billion is a lot of money. Hey, look what I found in my other jacket. $60 billion. Oh, look what was down the back of the couch. $60 billion. Oh, look what was in the car ashtray. $60 billion.
Yeah, it's not a stuff-up that I'm easily going like, oh, that's okay then.
But that's the thing. They're trying to say, oh, whoops.
Yeah, if this is the Labor government, they'd be hanging them out day in, day out, and for the next 3 years until election.
Yeah, true.
I agree, and I don't think we need to get too political on this, because the thing is, we have been under such pressure and so many people have benefited from JobKeeper. So what I would be saying is, if they were budgeting for that amount anyway, maybe we need to look at extending JobKeeper and JobSeeker to people who slip through the cracks, like people in the entertainment industry who don't work 9 to 5, the gig to gig people.
Yeah.
And
for me, it's a matter of trust, though, Vince. It's a matter of trust.
We got the number of beds wrong. We got the number of people who are going to die wrong. We got the, we got the ventilators number wrong. It's in our favour. So in that respect, I'm leaving it alone as good news.
Okay. Well, also making news: Australians living in our southern states could be allowed to ski in New Zealand before they can head to Queensland and surf. The PM is considering a new plan to open up tourism between New South Wales, Victoria and New Zealand as a way around Anastasia Palaszczuk's border lockdown. Vince, is this a good plan?
We've got to go somewhere. I mean, I just do not get this attitude on any level. I mean, the federal government says it's safe to open up the borders. Queensland is the state that benefits most from tourism. Anastasia Palaszczuk's got an election in October. I just don't see how, even politically, she's benefiting from this. I want to go to Queensland. Look at the weather behind me. It is cold. Let us in, for goodness sake. I don't want to go to New Zealand. There's earthquakes over there. It's cold.
Yes, Shelley, I could do with a far north Queensland trip right about now. What do you reckon? How about just the top bit?
Look, I am a Queenslander. I grew up in Queensland, and I know Queenslanders think of themselves as a completely separate country to the rest of Australia. I think, though, this has to come down to the Premier actually looking after the economy of Queensland, and that is so reliant on tourism that she has to open the borders. It's getting a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, you really feel for those businesses. Shelley and Vince, stay with us. When we come back, crowds to make a comeback. Find out when footy fans will be allowed to cheer on their team from the sideline.
And the outrageous new reality show which sees 15 men compete to have a baby with a stranger. What?
Christmas has come early for footy fans, with both the NRL and AFL actively considering plans to get crowds back in the stadiums within weeks. It's suggested ANZ could seat 20,000 and still maintain social distancing, while the MCG Grand Final could host as many as 30,000 fans.
Shelley and Vince are still here to discuss it. Shelley, fans will be subjected to temperature checks, separate seating. What do you think?
I am all for it as long as the same rules apply to everyone else. So if the NRL can do it, then why can't we have concerts there? Why can't we have theatre performances? I think that we need to get back to having conferences and things like that. I feel like if this is going to happen, it has to be across the board. I don't think NRL gets a special pass and others don't. So if it works, great. If one game means that people get infected again and the curve goes up and we all have to self-isolate again, our economy takes another hit, it's not worth it. So I think we go slowly and same rules for everyone.
Yeah, and keep on top of it. Vince, I saw you cheering before. Is that because you're a massive footy fan or because you want
Crowds.
crowds at your comedy show?
Both of those things. I agree with Shelley. I mean, at least football players can play without a crowd, but I can't make empty chairs laugh. Well, maybe I can.
I reckon you can.
You're a pretty talented man.
Look, Peter V'landys, I mean, he is the one very good thing that has come out of this whole COVID-19 period. His ascension to power, he's done amazing things as a sports administrator. He is head and shoulders the best in the nation as far as I'm concerned right now. And getting rugby league back has been astonishing. So I got really excited when he came out yesterday and said that we'll have crowds back by July 1. I mean, I'm thinking, well, if they can do that, why can't I have an audience? Seriously.
That's exactly right. It will open up a lot of questions. We hope it works. But one thing I'm not sure if I hope it works is this next TV show out of America, which sees a group of guys. Shelley's already making that face that she's bracing herself. It's a group of guys, they battle it out for a chance to have a baby with a stranger.
She seems to have it all, except one thing, a partner to start a family. For Christy, the labor is mandatory, the love is optional.
I really feel at 41 and still wanting to have my own family, I've sort of aged myself out of the dating pool and I want to fall in love with the man that I can see as the future father of my children.
We ended up finding these amazing men who are successful, who've been doing different things with their lives, and somehow they've missed the boat. It's not just about, who's pretty, who's attracted. Parenthood is such a huge choice. It is forever.
So, things really escalated from when we used to do, Perfect Match. Shelley, I saw your face before and I just need to know what you think.
Look, honestly, everything about this has such an ick factor. I mean, they have vials of sperm at each ceremony, so that in itself terrifies me. But what I want to say is, what about this baby? What about this poor baby that has no consent to the fact that it's going to be part of a reality show, that it will be part of magazines for the rest of its life? And I also feel like this seems just sits so badly with me when I've got friends who are in their 40s who are struggling with their fertility to see a reality show like that. I mean, reality shows do not have the best track record, and I think this one is just headed for disaster.
Vince, it's called Labour of Love. What do you think?
Look, every time I think reality TV can't go any lower, I get surprised and it goes a little lower. This is pregnant at first sight. This woman wants to have sex with a guy and then never see him again. Well, that's a lot easier than having a show. Just go to a bar and buy someone a drink. Boom!
Yeah. I mean, there are sperm donor clinics out there. I don't know why this is a thing.
All of a sudden, a TV show.
But there you go. It's been a long time since Sex and the City for that host as well. All right, guys. Thank you both so much. Let us know what you think. Would you watch a show?